Okay, quick update on the markets here, the S&P 500 specifically here on February 8th. So where do we stand in the weekly cycle? We'll start with that. So we did have a weekly swing low confirmed last week, but you can see we have this really potentially bearish upper wick, which again is always a pullback on a lower time frame. We'll see that on the daily chart. And so it's possible that we got a really early weekly cycle low on week 16. But I think it's more likely that last week was week 17 and we potentially start to roll over next week. This is definitely the kind of setup that you would see. We'll just have to see if we get bearish follow through next week or not. I mean, if we zoom into the daily chart, you can see more specifically we have a swing high on day 7, which is really early for a daily cycle high. That said, if it's a really left translated, really bearish cycle, then you wouldn't be surprised to see a high that early. And then we had this pretty, so we had this pretty big decline on Thursday, and this pretty furious rally Friday that ended with like a womp womp. You'll see if you zoom down to the hourly time frame, you'll see this big candle here that last 30 minutes kind of pulled us down. And so we'll have to see what next week holds. It really is somewhat indecisive. I think the most telling thing though is we did close above this low, which is that's count one for the bulls. But again, the fact that we weren't able to hold this and we're still below this swing high, um, we'll certainly be an inside week next week, right? Like that, the candle will open somewhere like right here, and we'll be seeing if we can get a break of 45.95 is really that level that would give us a new high on the weekly. That would tell us we probably did have a weekly cycle low, and we're ready to move higher. So that's really the level that you'd be watching, essentially 4,600, and we'd have to hold that on a back test, from above, of course. So we'll see. I think the levels are pretty clear.